With the countdown of Batman v Superman coming to a close, it's Miller time! The Dark Knight Returns, produced by Bruce Timm, based on the graphic novel or comic book by Frank Miller. This movie is about the Batman, Bruce Wayne, going into retirement at 55 years old. He decides to do this because he lost his second protege, Jason Todd, and he does not wish to do crime fighting anymore because he doesn't want to endanger anyone else, and he feels very guilty about losing Jason Todd. Although this animated film does not mention whether or not the Batman Under the Red Hood events happened or not in this continuity. So we don't really know if Jason Todd came back from the dead in this continuity as what happened in Batman Under the Red Hood. In this animated film, we get a new Robin, Carrie Kelly, voiced by Ariel Winter. Batman in this animated film is voiced by Peter Weller. Batman comes out of retirement because crime has gone up in Gotham City. There's a gang of criminals known as the Mutants overrunning Gotham City and just creating havoc. Apparently, the Justice League has been disbanded. Everybody in the Justice League have retired pretty much. Superman is now working for the government. Green Arrow is too old to fight now too, and Green Lantern is off in space somewhere. I think it's Hal Jordan that they mentioned. Wonder Woman went back to Themyscira. It's kind of shocking that the whole Justice League just decides to retire. And it is kind of shocking as well that Batman decides to retire without handing down the cowl to, say, Nightwing, Dick Grayson, to take it over. Although I don't know if Dick Grayson would want that cowl, but he would be the best to take it over. Anyway, so when Batman decides to come out of retirement, go back into crime fighting, taking up a new protege, Carrie Kelly as the new Robin, a young teenager. He's still friends with Commissioner Gordon, who is voiced by David Selby in this movie. And of course, in this animated film, we get a fight between Batman versus Superman. We get that famous line from Batman, "Do you bleed? You will," and all that. This is a very good animated film, but I sometimes question some of the actions that Batman does in this animated film. Whether or not he would actually do them if he was being voiced by Kevin Conroy, per se. Because the Kevin Conroy Batman that I know would never train a bunch of punks to be his army, not knowing whether or not these punks would misuse the fighting skills that they are being trained with. Because that's one of the things Batman does after he defeats the mutant leader. He becomes the new alpha male of the mutant gang, and they begin to follow him. And he actually decides to train them with the fighting skills that he has learned over the years. And I'm thinking, why would he want to do that? These punks could misuse them against the people of Gotham. That's a bit reckless. But I suppose that's the whole point as to why Superman comes down to fight Batman in this movie, because Batman is becoming too reckless and a bit too out of control, to the point that the people are rising up too much. And the whole question comes up, is Batman a protector or a criminal? And they start interviewing some of the old criminals that he fought against. The Joker shows up in this movie, voiced by Michael Emerson instead of Mark Hamill. And Michael Emerson really does a great job as the Joker. Peter Weller does a great job as Batman. The man that voices Superman, Mark Valley, does a very good job voicing Superman. We see Selina Kyle, Catwoman, now as an old woman too, voiced by Tress MacNeille. We see Harvey Dent now in this animated film, Two-Face. His face is all healed in this animated film, but is his psyche all healed? That is the real question in this animated movie. And course, the Joker creates some havoc of his own in this animated film. Why would you not have the Joker in an animated film without him creating some havoc, right? And he ends up working with another villain. I don't know if it's the Toy Man or the Doll Man or somebody that works with these robotic dolls. I don't know who he ends up working with, but it's a pretty good villain anyway. I can't really find a picture of this villain that the Joker works with on the internet. Now, this animated film is really good. I did like Carrie Kelly in this movie. She's a great Robin. Batman, excellent. I really like Peter Weller as the voice of Batman. He does a great job. Feeling like he's 55 years old. The Commissioner, voiced by David Selby, is great. Superman, voiced by Mark Valley, very good in this movie. And the fight between Superman and Batman is really good. You get to see Green Arrow now as an old man in this movie, voiced by Robert Atkins Dowds. And he's really good in this film. As you know, this is the animated film that the Batman v Superman movie that's coming out soon is based on. Which makes me wonder if that movie's going to be any good. And I hope that movie's going to be good. I really do want that movie to be good. But we'll have to see when I go see it in the theater with a friend of mine. But this movie was very good. Not one of my favorite animated films with Batman in it, but it is a very good film. And I give it a B+. Definitely check this movie out.